It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight it's on to Week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store. As it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Falcons. So a heck of a start to this one. We haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means, because I think for a team to just score their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. They'll run with the former LSU Tiger. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
13 yards, first down, Panthers. Plays like that will really help this offense settle in here on the road.
And when you go on the road, you also have to deal with the fans as well. And when you have those types of runs, that'll settle them back into their seats.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. You talk about this Falcon defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and broke the play up.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 35. Call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
19, Tiger.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Now the Central Florida product, it's R.J. Harvey. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority, because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Falcons are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is When they know that the defense can take the ball away as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Well, this defense for the Panthers very strong in that victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And they're a 42-yard line here and brought down there. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. The Falcons had 0-3 here to begin the campaign, and you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
Ready. On first down, it's Jeanty. And he stopped immediately there. Second and 10.
Right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up second and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Once again, it's Jeanty. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. You look at this Carolina defense, and they played well against the pass, currently ranked 7th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
70.
Off the play fake, Ward. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 36. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So from Panther territory now, it's first and 10 at the 36. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down and will.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Ready? Hey, 70 Lions. Go.
Up the middle, it's Jeanty. And he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 9.
Check, man.
A run straight ahead with Jeanty. Gets through and now an opening. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down. Stopped at the Panthers' 18-yard line. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
Okay, break.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
70 liking, 18. Check, Bobcat.
They'll try to run for it with Genty. And he's going to have the Falcons first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
19, Tiger.
Ward. Down the left sideline. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Ashton Genty, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. An extra point attempt to follow here. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Falcons 14, Panthers 0.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Here's 2nd and 8. Man over the middle, and it's complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
It's a gain of 23 yards. 1st down, Carolina.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They'll look to throw here. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the 1st down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Panthers have got it back to within a score. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Ready?
They'll go again with Genty. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Here's 3rd and 10.
Mustang 19. Let's go now. Panther 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. 79 Broncos.
Throwing now, Ward. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Jalen Walker in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he will find his man on the outside. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. There's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
To throw, here's Ward. A short one there to Fryermuth. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Now they'll shift things around. On the give, Genty. And we'll get a few yards here to the 34.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
This is 2nd and 8.
Let's go.
Throwing is Ward. That's complete. Genty out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now Ward. And it is caught. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It was 3rd and short, and they go flying past the marker for a gain of nearly 30 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
To throw is Ward. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Panthers are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety.
I have to think the sooner halftime can get here for them, the better, because that first half has been rough. And that safety, it only adds to their issues. The other sideline, though, I think they're fine if we just skip the break and keep playing.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 40.
70, Cup 19, Cup 19, 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats.
Here's Ward. A short one there to Fryermuth. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down.
Pass the 60, pass the 60. Here we go, here we go. 70, Timberwolf. Check smash, check.
On the give, Gianti. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. They'll come up now 3rd and 9. Operating from the gun. Moore. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will extend their lead even further. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
First and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Pressure brought in, And the Falcons get there for the sack. They push it back 8 yards that time on second down. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 58 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's taken down inside the 30. 10 more there and another first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. There it is, the defense waking up after 3 plays that hurt them. Finally, they stand up.
They have a little pride, too, you know. 3 straight first-down type plays. Yeah, they wanted to make one stick on their side, didn't they?
Down inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. 23 yards, the final tally.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
He'll try again. And he'll be stopped up short as the tackle is made at about the 3. The second down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. So it's 3rd and goal, and now the question, can this Falcon defense stand tall once more? Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Back to throw here. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. An incompletion there on 4th and goal from the 3. And the Falcons able to muster together a goal line stand. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Ready?
They'll start on the ground with Genty. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about to us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
They'll try and set up the screen with Genty. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Cougar 19. Go.
From the gun on third down, Ward. And that will be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion 9 times out of 10. Just missed that one.
A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 74 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've got to hit the jackpot there.
6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a 1st and goal. Harvey is in. Touchdown, Carolina.
Now we're getting set up for what should be a great 4th quarter. This has been a hard-hitting game because both teams have punched and counter-punched equally well. And here's a good finish to this drive. A touchdown run here late in the 3rd quarter.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
38-yard line.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38.
Ready?
Now a handoff to Genty. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Partner, so much for situational football because that's the absolute last thing you want to do when you're protecting a lead in the 4th quarter. Not only do you lose yardage, but you find a way to go out of bounds and stop the clock.
Ready.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Get it.
A run out of the gun with Genty. will be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Cougar 19.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
Go.
On third down, here's Genty. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for it in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
And this one is right down the middle. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And remember, despite giving up the field goal, this is still a 1-score game. They're in need of a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. A field goal on this drive likely doesn't do them much good. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 104 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch victory.
And the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. 51 yards. And the Panthers have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
The Panthers will line up for the...
They're going to try and run for it. And he will get into the end zone for 2. And this game now tied here in the 4th.
is set to kick off.
Boy, what a start to the week this has been. All tied 4th quarter as the kick's away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try and grab that lead back. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd down and 9. A give out of the gun to Genty. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. The Falcons on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 7.
79 Broncos. 19 Lions. 18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. 70 Rangers. 70.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Flowers. Now inside the 25. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Zay Flowers, his first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons strike quickly to take the lead here in the 4th. Extra point splits the uprights. And they will take a 7-point lead.
Panthers 22.
Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Boy, what a start to the week this has been. All tied fourth quarter as the kick's away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. A tie game in the fourth quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
Here's a toss to Genty, headed right. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop it behind the line.
A loss of 2. Brings up second and
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long.
7 Pirates! 7 Pirates!
Operating from the gun. Ward. He's got Pickens. Complete. What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's 3rd down.
60 Bobcat!
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's to Freiermuth. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
They got the completion. Now, they probably had 2 plays called in the huddle, so they've got to get to the line of scrimmage, get set, and run their 4th down play.
Well, the defense circling now. 4th down and 7.
Man! 70 Lions! Pioneer! Ready?
Going for it. Here's Ward. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he's got enough for the first across midfield to the 48.
But he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And now an audible here into something else. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4.
Come on, check, Bobcat, check.
They'll run with Genty. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now it's Genty. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Here we go, here we go. Viking, 18. Let's go.
They'll run. Here comes Genty. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. They'll spot it at the 40. It's a 50-yard kick for the win. And he got it. He splits the uprights from 50 yards out. And the Falcons are going to win the game. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead.